to a series called Nourishing Your Mind, Body, and Soul. Today is the first part of a 4-part series, and we're going to focus on meditation and mindfulness today. We do hope that you can attend all 4 sessions so that you can gain the benefit from attending all of them. My name is Megan. Some of the outcomes we hope that you can take away today is to learn some practical ways to incorporate meditation and mindfulness into your life, understand the importance and necessity of mindfulness and meditation, identify mindfulness and meditation techniques that work for you, and develop a mindfulness and meditation practice. We're going to start off with an exercise. It's the wandering mind exercise. And just wanted to say, it's an exercise to help us realize how much we think throughout the day. And it's normal in human nature to have many thoughts that go through our head. And there's a recent study that said the average person has approximately 6,200 thoughts per day. We really have a lot going through our head. Our brains are busy and it does so many tasks throughout the day. And it's challenging to quiet those thoughts and keep our mind calm. So this is an exercise going to get you to take a deep breath, close your eyes, and I'm going to set a timer for 30 seconds, and please count the number of thoughts that you have until I say stop. Okay, let's go. Okay. If you're like me, you probably had a lot of thoughts that go through your head. And as much as we try and stop them, we can't always stop them. And meditation is really about helping you being able to sit with your thoughts and be without judgment. And thoughts don't have to be labeled good or bad. But as the exercise just shows, we do tend to have a lot of thoughts that go through our head. So let me start off and say that meditation is really a different experience for everyone. And we all have to start somewhere. And maybe like you, myself and others have, avoided it and had some negative feelings and didn't think that we would be able to do it and didn't think that we were good enough. But I've been practicing meditation for many years, and for me, I do what fits into my lifestyle. I do it when I need it. I know when I need it now. I try to meditate every morning. I try to meditate before I go to bed. And whether that's just listening to some meditative music or using an app, there's many apps that you can use. It's really something that's individualized for everybody. And it's not easy for everybody at the start. So I would encourage you to stick with it and try and find what sort of practice works best for you. So let's talk about what is meditation. Meditation can be defined as a set of techniques that are intended to encourage a heightened state of awareness and focused attention. Meditation is also a consciousness-changing technique that has been shown to have a wide number of benefits on psychological well-being. So meditation has been practiced in many cultures all over the world for many, many years. Nearly every religion has some sort of meditation practice, but that doesn't mean it's a meditation for religious purposes. Many people practice it outside of any religion or spiritual beliefs. It can be used as a psychotherapeutic technique, and there are really many different types of meditation we can talk about next. And, meditation can be helpful in reducing stress, strengthening our immunity, and the goal is not to get rid of negative experiences, but to change our response to it. So it can be pretty powerful. Concentrative and mindfulness meditation are the two types. And concentrative meditation involves focusing all of our attention on a specific thing while tuning out everything else around us. The goal is really to experience whatever you're focusing on, whether it's your breath, a word, a mantra, in order to reach a higher state of being. Mindfulness meditation involves being aware of and involved in the present moment and making yourself aware, open, and accepting. This includes mindfulness-based stress reduction, which is MBSR, and this was a meditation therapy originally designed for stress management, and it's being used to treat a variety of things like depression, anxiety, chronic pain, etc. Another is mindfulness-based cognitive therapy. And mindfulness can target different issues such as depression, which means that its focus may be different from practice to practice. So let's go a little bit more in depth of different types of meditation. Mindfulness meditation, there's a spiritual meditation, focus meditation, movement, it can be any form of movement that that resonates with you, mantra, which is repeating certain phrases, transcendental, progressive, loving kindness, and visualization. And that's visualizing things that you want to happen in a positive way. And really, it's about finding the right one for you, what works for you. And it's what feels comfortable and what you feel encouraged to practice. So whatever is going to make you feel like you want to continue, make you feel calm, make you feel balanced. Those are the meditation practices that you want and that will stick with you. If it's not resonating with you, you're not going to continue. So as we saw, there's so many different types of meditation, and really finding the one that's right for you is key. So let's talk about the benefits of meditation. And research has shown that meditation can have both physiological and psychological effects. Some of the positive physiological effects include a lowered state of physical arousal, reduced respiration rate, changes to your heart rate, changes to brainwave patterns, and lowered stress. So reducing stress is a big part of meditation. It promotes emotional health. It helps us understand and take stock of our emotions and maybe step back and take a deep breath and understand our emotions. It can enhance our self-awareness. We're more apt to be in tune with ourselves if we're breathing, if we're taking time to sit and practice meditation. It can generate kindness towards ourselves and others. It can improve sleep. It can help control pain, lengthens your attention span. And one of the biggest benefits of meditation is that you can actually practice it anywhere. You don't have to be guided. You can sit and just count your breaths or focus on your breath. You can really do it anywhere. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to build our own meditation practice. And it's about setting that time aside. And as we talked about, start slow, start small. Maybe it's, meditating for 1 minute a day to start. Maybe it's just focusing on your breath for 1 minute a day. Work your way up to 5 minutes a day, maybe 10 minutes a day, maybe up to an hour a day. You never know. So start small and work your way up to more time. Also, finding the right time is really important, and it may be helpful to set a schedule. I myself like to meditate first thing in the morning, and before I get out of bed, I meditate. But that may not work for you, and you may need to meditate throughout the day. You need to meditate at night, whatever works for you. But try and meditate if you can at the same time each day, because you'll build a habit. And some of the apps allow you to set an alarm through them, but you could also set an alarm on your phone to make it easy. Getting comfortable is important. One option is sitting cross-legged on the floor or sitting on a chair with your feet on the floor. Some people like to lie down, but make sure that you're in a position that you can sit for several minutes because you want to be comfortable and you don't want to be restless. And many people believe that sitting with your back straight allows the energy to flow. Trying some meditation apps and find the ones that work for you. Some of the ones that I like to use, Insight Timer, Calm, and Balance. Balance is free for a year right now, I believe. And Insight Timer has many different types of meditation, so does Calm. So check those out on your app on your phone. Keep at it and don't give up, because it's not easy to start, and it may take a little while for you to build your own meditation practice, but I think once you start and build it into your day, you'll find that it gets easier and easier. And know when it's not working. You may try a certain type of meditation and realize it's not working for you, and you may want to try another type. That's okay. But when you're meditating, breathe naturally, notice the feelings and sensations that are coming up for you as you breathe in and out. And your mind is really bound to wander, and that's really normal. And sometimes this can lead to thoughts and feelings that are uncomfortable or even distressing. But meditation is about helping, not clearing your mind of those thoughts, but acknowledging that those thoughts are there, acknowledging them without judgment, and trying to gently guide yourself back toward your breathing. So, how do we meditate? And I just wanted to say, many people feel like they are bad at meditation, but there really is no such thing. It's really different for everybody, and a practice is very individualized, and there's no such thing as being bad at meditation. Every day may be different. It may be a different experience. You may have different time periods. You may have different locations, but it's really about taking the time to connect with yourself. And that's the most important thing. And noticing your thoughts, and notice that they are just thoughts, and notice your body, and give yourself kindness and practice gratitude toward yourself for doing this practice, for meditating and taking that time. So let's talk about the steps. So choose a quiet place that is free of distractions. So that may mean finding the best place in your house that works for you, probably with a door, far away from any distractions. It means turning off your phone, turning off the television. You can play music. And I would encourage you to use something that is calm and soothing and repetitive. Set a time limit. So that is different for everybody. You might want to start, as we talked about, 2 minutes with a timer. You might want to start with 5 minutes, and you work your way up to 10 to 15 to 20. But you may want to stick with shorter sessions at first, and then increase the length of time. And pay attention to your body and get comfortable. So as the picture shows, that's a typical meditation stance, sitting on the floor with your arms open and closing your eyes and breathing. You can sit on a chair. Some people like to lie down. Do something that works for you. And one of the most important things is to focus on our breathing. Try taking some deep breaths that expand our belly, and then slowly exhale. And try to pay attention and feel that breath, and notice how you feel during that time. Notice your thoughts. Again, the purpose of meditation isn't to clear your mind. It's to sit with those feelings, because we know that our mind is going to wander. So focus on gently bringing our attention back to that breath whenever we notice that our thoughts are drifting. And don't judge our thoughts, and don't try to analyze them. Simply direct our mind back to our deep breathing. And again, back to that wandering mind. It's important to mention again, because it really does happen to everybody, even the most seasoned meditators. It happens to me every day. It's part of the practice, and being easy and kind to yourself when your mind does wander. Don't say to yourself, oh man, I can't do this. I'm so bad at this. Just notice your thoughts and bring it back to your breath. And as I keep saying, keep trying, keep going, and you will improve over time. We're going to do an exercise next. It's called Leaves on a Stream. And I'm going to start playing some sounds of water. So I'm going to ask that you sit in a comfortable position and either close your eyes or rest them gently on a fixed spot in the room. Visualize yourself sitting beside a gently flowing stream with leaves floating along the surface of the water. For the next few minutes, take each thought that enters your mind and place it on a leaf and let it float by. Do this with each thought, whether it's pleasurable, neutral, or painful. Even if you have joyous or enthusiastic thoughts, place them on a leaf and let them float by. If your thoughts momentarily stop, continue to listen to the stream and watch the stream as it goes by. Sooner or later, your thoughts will start up again. Allow the stream to flow at its own pace. Don't try to speed it up and rush your thoughts along. You're not trying to rush the leaves along or get rid of your thoughts. You're allowing them to come and go at their own pace. If your mind says this is dumb, I'm bored, or I'm not doing this right, place those thoughts on leaves too and let them pass. If a leaf gets stuck, allow it to hang around until it's ready to float by. If the thought comes up again, watch it float by another time. If a difficult or painful feeling arises, simply acknowledge it. Say to yourself, I notice myself having a feeling of boredom or impatience or frustration. Place those thoughts on leaves and allow them to float along. From time to time, your thoughts may hook you and distract you from being fully present in this exercise, and this is normal. As soon as you realize that you've become sidetracked, gently bring your attention back to the visualization exercise. So I just want you to think about, how was that exercise and what was it like for you to engage in such a visualization exercise? Was that helpful? Was it easy? Was it hard? That's really something that you can use yourself and use it as part of your practice. Something that you might want to add on to your meditation and mindfulness practice is journaling. It can really be a powerful tool to allow you to record your thoughts and all the experiences that came to mind, because meditation helps you sit with yourself. It helps you sit with your feelings. It helps you sit with all of the things that are happening in your life. And it can really be a wonderful tool to use while meditating. It can also help you keep track of the meditations and the exercises that you enjoy doing so that you can go back and reference them later on. And it's also a good way to, see your progression. What are your thoughts from when you started, and what are your thoughts, a month from now, 6 months from now? You can go back and take a look. but meditation coupled with journaling can really be powerful tools. So we've mentioned mindfulness as we're talking about meditation, but really, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is a type of meditation in which you focus on being intensely aware of what you're sensing and feeling in the moment without interpretation or judgment. It can be really powerful because it allows us to sit with our thoughts and help us ground ourselves, help us maybe think about something before we react. It really can help us throughout our day-to-day life. And it is a really powerful form of meditation because it allows us to connect to ourselves. And it can have impacts in how we relate to other people and how we respond to the world. This is the 5 senses exercise, and it's a really simple exercise, and it can have some wonderful impacts on our nervous system. It's a really great calming and grounding technique, and it's basically an informal mindfulness exercise that we can practice anywhere or anytime. So much thinking goes on inside of our heads and problem solving, and all of this can cause stress and anxiety. So this exercise helps us get out of our head and get out of our thoughts and into feeling our senses. Okay, so notice 5 things that you can see. Look around your environment and try to pick out 5 things that you normally see. So take some time, look at each object carefully, and examine the details like the size, the color, the shape, the texture. Try to describe in your mind these 5 objects. For example, you may notice that a fan, and you may describe it as it can be gray, it could be cool, it can be smooth. So take some time and notice those 5 things that you can see. Next off, notice 4 things that you can feel. So bring attention to how you're currently feeling. So it could be noticing the texture of your clothing, could be feeling the pressure of your feet on the floor. Maybe pick up something and notice the size and the texture. Do this with 4 things. Next, notice 3 things that you can hear. What can you hear right now? It could be something in the background you don't normally notice, maybe birds chirping or traffic outside. In your mind, describe each of these 3 sounds. Notice 2 things that you can smell. This could be something that's pleasant or unpleasant and doesn't matter. This is okay. Notice it, and you don't need an opinion about it, but describe it in your mind. Lastly, notice 1 thing that you can taste right now in this moment. You may take a sip of water, you may eat something, chew some gum, whatever works for you. But describe its flavor as sweet, salty, or sour, but describe it in your mind. Again, this is an exercise that you can do anywhere, and you can share it with others as well. You could do it together. So the benefits of mindfulness, just like meditation, can be to lower our stress levels, can help promote emotional balance, help us feel stable, help us deal with our emotions, reduces anxiety, can help with our sleep quality, can help with reducing signs of depression, can alleviate pain, improve concentration levels, and as we've talked about, it really is something that you can do everywhere. So how do we practice mindfulness? Easy. Just like meditation, we can download an app or listen to a podcast. There's so many out there to choose from. And take a look and try and find something that resonates with you. Focus on your breathing. Breathing is such a calming and clearing process. One thing that you can try, and you may have heard of diaphragmatic breathing, it's actually taking the time to breathe not just from the top of our chest and like a shallow breath, but taking enough breath so that if we put our hand on our abdomen, when we take that deep breath, our abdomen is expanding, and that's diaphragmatic breathing. Washing the dishes can be an act of mindfulness for some people. It gives them time to themselves. It's a calming, soothing activity. Taking a shower can do the same thing. Going for a walk, being outdoors in nature is so beneficial to so many, parts of ourselves. It can be so grounding and give us time with our thoughts. Mindful eating. And actually, we know that taking a few deep breaths before eating can help calm the nervous system and can actually help our digestion. And spending time with other people, spending time with someone special is a form of mindfulness. And there's so many different, mindfulness practices out there, and it really is individualized to you. So you just need to find things that resonate with you. So let's talk about breathing, but what's important to also talk about before that is our sympathetic and our parasympathetic nervous systems. So our sympathetic nervous system commands that flight or fight response that we have in our body. So it's what fires up our heart, gets our heart racing, gets our breath sped up, and activates stress hormones like cortisol. They all pump through our bloodstream, preparing our body for a threat. So if the threat is a lion, or you're trying to get away from, away from a fire or something like that, this is a really helpful response. But if the threat is something that, you're late to work, this response is not particularly helpful, and it can actually be damaging. So when our cortisol levels, because we're stressed, when those are too frequently high and they stay that level for too long, it can actually disturb our body's hormone production. Opposite of the sympathetic is the parasympathetic nervous system, which controls our rest and relax and digest response. So when the parasympathetic system is dominant, your breath gets slower, your heart rate drops, your blood pressure lowers, and your body is guided back into a state of calm and well-being. So really, we want our body to be more into our parasympathetic state, because we don't usually need to be in that sympathetic fight or flight state very often. And in order to get into that parasympathetic state, it's really can be something as easy as manipulating our breath. So the power of breathing and slowing down our breath can let our body know that everything's okay, and it activates that parasympathetic nervous system. Diaphragmatic breathing, which we talked about, is, if you put your hand on your belly and if you breathe deep enough, your belly expands. This stimulates our vagus nerve, which helps reduce stress, anxiety, anger, and inflammation. So this can be, like many things we've talked about today, power of breathing and breathing, taking deep breaths, and there are many forms of exercise, breathing exercises that we can use, but you can do these everywhere. I'm going to share a few different breathing exercises, and again, these are really helpful in activating our parasympathetic or rest and digest nervous system, helps us calm and relax. I'll go through a few different, and you can take these tools and use them anywhere and anytime. So the first is belly breathing. So putting our hand on our abdomen and one hand on our chest, and we want to breathe deep enough that we can feel our abdomen rise at the bottom of our breath. And we know that, connecting to our breath and feeling that breath actually going in will help us do those belly breathing exercises. So breathe in. Make sure your abdomen is extended, and then breathe out and your abdomen goes back down. Another exercise, this one's really great for kids, is called high five breathing. So put your hand out like you're about to give someone a high five, and you're going to breathe in. It's a very good visual. Breathe in and breathe out as you go down. Breathe in and breathe out. And repeat that. It's really great to try with kids. And another exercise is called box breathing. And again, you can do this anywhere, anytime, and it's going to help calm our nervous system. So I'm going to guide you through this exercise. We'll do it twice, and then you can use it anytime. So we're going to sit with our back straight. We're going to breathe in for 4. And hold for 4. Breathe out for 4. Hold for 4. Start again. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. And hold. The following slides are references of books or websites that we use to develop the workshop, so please feel free to use these references as you wish. Thank you for joining our workshop today. We hope that you enjoyed it. Please stay engaged with us at Surrey Place. You can register for live events at mysurreyplace.ca, and you can view recorded events and resources at surreyplace.ca resources. We hope that you can get involved. Join our Family Connections group on Facebook. We really welcome your feedback, and please take a moment to complete a brief survey to share your feedback with us. We really do want to hear your thoughts. You can scan this QR code, and you can do this by taking a picture with your phone camera or click on the link in the description below. Thank you so much for joining our workshop, and we really do hope that you can attend some of our other Mind, Body, Soul series, whether it's self-care, whether it's nutrition or vision board. Thank you.